Let's take you to Peter Dutton, who, again, he spoke to Andrew Clennell about Donald Trump, about how strong he was willing to be on tariffs today. He's taken a few questions there in Victoria too. Let's listen in.
Inflation pay rise in its submission to the Fair Work Commission. If you're elected on May 3, what will your submission to the Fair Work Commission seek in terms of wages?
Well, we support wage increases, of course we do. And look, families have gone backwards under this government. There have been 7 consecutive quarters where families have been in recession. That's been the legacy of the Albanese government. So Mr Albanese can talk about putting up wages. Real wages have gone down under this government. That's the reality, and people know it. I mean, the Prime Minister out there telling Australians that they've never had it better off, that everything's good, that we've turned the corner. That's not the experience of families we're speaking to. Families are struggling under this government, and many people are just being crippled by the burden of bad economic management by a Labor government, racking up debt, $1.2 trillion worth. So we want to see wages go higher. But the other side of a family budget is costs. And the fact is that families are paying 30% more for groceries. Interest rates have gone up 12 times under this government. So that's the difficulty, and that's the reality. I just don't think Mr Albanese understands how hard it is for families, and we need to manage our economy well, and that's exactly what we'll do.
Do you believe that putting wages up above inflation would fuel a wage price spiral and therefore make the Reserve Bank hesitant to cut rates?
Well, obviously the Fair Work Commission makes the decision independently. It's no different to the way in which the Reserve Bank runs their forecasts and their projections. And as we saw with the Reserve Bank, Australians have had 12 interest rate increases and 1 rate cut, and that's it. I think families were waiting for another 25 points, or another 0.25%, another 0.5%. It's not coming. It's not coming under this government. And the fact is that if inflation goes up, which it will under a Labor Greens government, because they'll spend like crazy, they'll tax like crazy, and what happens then is that these families with big mortgages end up having to pay more in their interest rates, and I don't want that for our country. I want to have better days ahead for families and for businesses, and we can do that. We can achieve that, and that's exactly what we'll do.
If you were to make a submission, what kind of figure would you like the minimum wage to increase?
Well, again, I mean, it's we're without economic advice from Treasury and from Finance, but our position is that we want higher wages, and we want to make sure that we've got downward pressure on costs, because under this government, real wages have gone backwards, and that's just the reality of people's lives. And if the Prime Minister's out there standing alongside Jacinta Allen saying that, you know, everything's good, it's all rosy, and that somehow you should be thanking Anthony Albanese for what's happening in your family budget at the moment, the guy's so far out of touch. And I just don't think he understands the pressure that families are under. That's the reality.